Hi, this is Andrew Sesta of the Keyes Company-Sesta Sales Team, and today we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of home tours. So don't go away. Hi, and welcome back to Real Talk with Sesta. So today we're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of home touring. So let's just jump right into it. The first thing I'd like to talk about is don't schedule more than 5 homes at any given appointment. And let me tell you why. If you try to squeeze in 10 or 12 homes, not only is it a scheduling nightmare of trying to get sellers appointments so that they're able to remove their pets or other appointments in the way, it gets a little bit hectic. But not only that, it's a little bit overwhelming to go through 10 or 12 houses in one day. We get a lot of clients that'll just send us a list, and I'll usually tell them, please pick the top 5. Let's see those first, and then we'll schedule them on another day. I don't mind showing day after day after day or weekend after weekend, but doing 12, in my opinion and in my experience, is just not effective. So my suggestion is you pick the top 5 homes that you want to see and see those first. And then if those don't work, we'll go out and see some more. So you don't want to rush through these houses. I mean, this is going to be the biggest purchase you'll probably make in your lifetime. You don't want to rush through each house 5-10 minutes and then make a decision. It's just not effective. Please just pick the top 5 and take a look at those first. But even before you go out and take a look at those, I suggest that you drive the neighborhood prior to the appointment. Now, I understand that sometimes in these gated communities, you're not able to get in, which makes sense, or you're flying in from another state. You're only here for the 1 day or 2 days, or driving up from Miami or whatever it may be. I know that it's not always feasible, but it's always advisable that you do that. And let me tell you why. Because the MLS and the pictures are not going to show you the whole complete picture of the neighborhood. So drive by. You want to see what the neighborhood looks like, what the surrounding homes look like, what's in close proximity, things that that are important to you. Is it walking distance to the school or different kind of things? Or maybe there's things that you don't like. You don't want to be facing the back of a shopping center, or a school is right down the street, and you know that there's going to be a lot of traffic going through. A lot of times, if you're not familiar with the area, you're from out of town or things like that, when you see a house on the MLS, you're picking it based on the photos, but the neighborhood is important. So I always suggest that if you can, that you drive around the neighborhood, maybe in the evening or on a weekend or prior to your appointment, and kind of just take it in and see what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Because I can tell you from experience again that there have been many times that we've scheduled appointments on homes that we never even went inside. Pull up to the house, get out of the car, and my client would say, I don't even want to go inside. Let's just keep going. And then I'll have to cancel the appointment. Seller's upset because, they made provisions for us to be there. It's just not a good, feeling all the way around. So if you can drive their neighborhoods, that would be great. If for some reason you can't, there's a lot of technology, Google Earth, Google Maps. Now, a lot of times that may be outdated, so it's not going to be in real time, but at least you could get some idea that, hey, the house is adjacent to the I-95 highway, road noise, or vice versa. It's down the street from shopping, so we can walk to that kind of thing. So these are the things that you kind of want to do a little bit of research before you actually go see the property. So again, if you can't physically do it, use the internet to do some research and check out the area to make sure that you're going to like the area. The next thing I suggest is just to be prepared. And what I mean by that is simple things. Bring a pen, bring a highlighter, notebook paper, bottled water, a camera, things like that. A lot of us have phones that take great pictures. So, make sure your phone's charged so that you can take pictures, or even video is great to take when you're viewing these homes. Now, we give our clients a buyer packet that has helpful information in it, but also a copy of all the MLS sheets. We're going to email these to you, but we also have these printed out. So as you're walking through, you can highlight different information on there. I always like to staple a piece of notebook paper on there so you can take notes. So this helps you to be prepared, but not every agent's going to do this. So, make sure that you're prepared when you do go see those homes. Bring a notebook pad or a pen, paper, or if you're tech savvy, you can do that on your phone, I guess. But just be prepared. And the other thing is, wear comfortable clothing. I mean, we're here in Florida. It's hot most of the time, or it rains every afternoon, that kind of thing. And we're not only going to be walking inside the house in air conditioning, we're also going to be walking the exterior, the lot. The grass may be wet. There may be some mud. It's sand. If you're looking at new construction, sometimes there's not even any grass, or walking through dirt, things like that. So you don't want to wear, Sunday best to go out and take a look at homes. Be comfortable. Want to focus all your attention on the home and not any distractions, if that makes any sense. So just be prepared. One thing that I also like to discuss is, don't pull up in the driveway of these homes. Parallel park right outside. That's what I usually do. And most of my clients, I just tell them, follow in behind me. And then walk out and take a look at the neighborhood. When you're pulling into a driveway, you're kind of having tunnel vision of just the house and not even the whole house. You're not seeing the top of the roof and different things. So I don't suggest pulling into the driveway, although it's convenient. Pull up, parallel park, get out, take a look at the houses in the neighborhood, the house on the right, the house on the left, what's across the street, things like that. Because, again, you're not only buying the house, you're buying into a neighborhood, and you want to kind of get a good idea. Because, again, I could tell you from experience of having put people under contract, go for the home inspection, only for the buyer to say, wow, I didn't notice that house across the street that needed a lot of work, or that was boarded up, or different kind of things. So it's always best to look set back and look at the house from a distance. And I'm going to get into a couple reasons why, but you definitely want to take a look at your surroundings. So getting back to looking at it from a distance. So I always suggest you stand at the property line at the edge of the driveway and take a look at the house. You want to look at the roof line. You want to see if there's any dips in the roofing. You could see that from far away. If you pull into the driveway, you're not going to see any of that. You want to see if there's any tree limbs that are hitting the roof. Again, not a big deal, but that may have caused some damage at some point. So you want to kind of see the house as a whole, and then walk up the driveway, and then we go inside the house. So I suggest don't pull up in the driveway, because you're going to pigeonhole yourself into just seeing what's in front of you. Get out, take a look at your surroundings. Again, getting back to the 5 houses, the reason why I say that is because you want to take your time. I try to schedule at least 30 minutes for each showing, so that we have time to walk the inside, walk the outside, walk the neighborhood if we have to. So you definitely want to take it all in, and being prepared, taking notes of all the pros, the cons, the likes, and the dislikes. Because even with just 5 homes, by the time you get to the 4th or 5th, you're going to forget what the first one looked like, what it had in it, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. So make sure you make notes on the MLS sheets or the notepad or whatever you're going to be using. I kind of jumped ahead of myself. So number 5 was take notes. And again, very important, because when you get home and you start discussing that with your significant other, or even just if you're buying it for yourself or your family or your mom or your dad, you want to get input, you want to have some notes, because I'm telling you, you're not going to remember every little thing for each house. So taking good notes or highlighting things on your MLS sheet are going to help you to recall later on, oh yeah, that's right, that was a beautiful house, but the carpets were stained and I'm going to need to put new carpets in there. Take notes so that you can recall later on down the line. Also, what I suggest is as we're going through these 4 or 5 homes, take your MLS sheets, and I do this. I usually will ask after every showing, what did you like about the house? What didn't you like about the house? Because I like to take notes myself so that when I get back to the computer and I need to search other properties for my clients, I kind of already know. By the time I go through the 4 or 5 houses, I have a really good idea of things that they like, things that they don't like, and it just makes it that much easier for me to find what they're looking for. So again, a lot of times the first day out is a learning experience for both of us. I'm getting to learn what you like and what you don't like, and I'm also trying to inform you of what to look for as we're going through the house. Because when we go through these houses, I'm going to go through the house with you like as if I was buying it for myself, my son, my daughter, my family, because I take what I do very seriously. So I'm going to be pointing out things that maybe be deficiencies or things to take a closer look at. So it's a whole educational process throughout the whole thing. So what I do is I ask my clients at the end of what you like, what you don't like. And then after the second one, I'm always going to compare that house to the one before. So I would say something like, based on these 2 houses, which one did you like best? If you had to make a choice between A and B, which one would it be? And the one that you say is the best, I'm going to put that on top, okay? And notate that. So that later on at the recap, after the 5th home, we kind of got an order. We've kind of went through it, and we have an order of what we like most and what we like least. Now, if it's a definite no, put an X through it, and then I just put that to the side myself. But, you go through and say, I kind of like this house. This is this and this is that. And then by the second one, you're going to know, I like this house, but I kind of like the other one better. In today's world, it used to be that agents search for properties and sent it to the clients to view. And nowadays, with technology and all the different sites, most of the time we get a list from you guys. And it kind of works out because it gives us an idea of what you like and what you don't like. So rank them yourself in order so that when you do get home and you want to talk about it or go over it, you kind of already have a process of elimination almost already. Because again, even with only 5 houses, trust me, you're going to forget which one had this, which one had that. So if you took great notes, you put them in order, it's definitely going to be a lot more effective for you. So you're going to repeat this process several times. It may be several times in a week, or you're going to go out on weekends. Now, right now, the real estate market is very hot. So what's available today, it may not be available tomorrow. So you kind of sometimes, not that we're trying to push you, but sometimes you got to kind of make a decision quick, because if you wait until the next weekend, the house that you liked may be gone. You'll repeat this process until you find the one. And then we'll talk about the next step in the process of making offers. But for right now, let's stick to, you're going to repeat this process until you find that one, and then we'll get into that in another video. And lastly, so when you find that one, and again, we're going to get into the offer part of it, but when you find that one, you definitely want to return back to the home and take another look. Because I'm telling you that the second time you go through that house, you're going to see things, good or bad, that you didn't see the first time because you weren't looking for it. You follow what I'm saying? Because you're just in the process of going through it, and then you say, we want to make an offer. I always suggest let's go back to the house, sharpen our pencils, and do a really good, thorough visual inspection. Of course, we're not going to be climbing in the roof and doing the things that an inspector would do, but we want to go through that house. Again, most of these houses here in Florida sold as is, 99% of them. So when you're making your offer, you want to take things into consideration. For example, if I tell you that the AC is original, it's 15 years old, even though it's cold in the house when we go in there or whatnot and it's working, you're going to keep in mind that it's pretty much at the end of its life. Now it can last 5 years. I've seen them last 23 years. But when you're making that offer, you want to keep those expenses in mind. So if you say, Andrew, I really like this house, I'd like to make an offer, I'm going to ask you, let's go back to the house, whether it's the same day Because sometimes people come just for the day and they're leaving. So maybe we might call the agent and say, you know what, we really like that house. We'd like to go back. Are we able to go back this afternoon or sometime to go back through the house and now take a good look, write even more extensive notes so that when we sit down and talk about offer, that we're a little bit more educated. Does that make sense? So basically, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I didn't want to overwhelm you with too much information, but this is just basically, it's some of this sounds like common sense and some of it may not, but I see it over and over again. Like I said, I've been in this business for about 15 years and wrote a lot of contracts, sold a lot of homes. My team consists of right now 4 agents. So we sell about 100 properties a year. And I just see things over and over that I'd like to help educate you so you don't make the same mistakes that some other people do. Because, we definitely want you to be happy with the purchase. We want you to feel confident that you made the right decision. So please don't rush this process. Take your time, go through them, get educated, ask as many questions as you possibly can think of. I'm a 24/7 agent, so you could call, text me any time of the day or night. If you have questions, I'll go over them with you. Again, I just want you to be comfortable that when you say this is the one, that you feel like it's the one, that you're not anxious or apprehensive, because I've seen that happen. We just canceled one last week where he was so excited about the property, but then when he got in there and did the inspection, he started to look around and say, you know what, man, there's a lot of work that needs to be done here. I don't know if I want to get into that. And ended up canceling the contract. Had they gone back there again for the second time and took a really good look, they might have seen a lot of those things. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please leave it in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer them. If you'd like to call or text me, my phone number is 772-285-8702. I'm going to go ahead and put it at the bottom of the screen there, 772-285-8702. There's my email address, andrew@SestaSalesTeam.com. Our website, FloridaTreasureCoastHomes.com. We'd really like to speak to you and help educate you. I enjoy talking about real estate, so don't ever feel like you're bothering me. I always get that from clients who say, I don't want to bother you. For me, it's a pleasure. It really is, because again, I want the experience to be one that you're comfortable with, that you're always going to remember. And we work on referrals. So, I want you to be happy so you could tell your mother, brother, sister, cousin, neighbor about what great experience you had with the Sesta Sales Team. No question is a dumb question. And please, feel free to call, text me, email me, and I'd love to help you in your next purchase. Again, thank you so much and have a great day.